Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle.
Thank you. Oh, boy, I'm very nervous. No pressure. During the Civil Rights Movement, I can't read what's on the teleprompter. Some about black America and white America. There's black Americans and there's white Americans. We're all one America. So if you don't mind, this is not live, is it? I imagine whatever I say, you could just edit it out. Let's try it a few ways. Lou, are you in the booth?
I am.
All right, good. You know what, Lou? Let's just play around with it and see if we can get it right and get this clip package on, and then let me go home, all right?
You got it.
All right.
Ready.
All right, count me in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wu-Tang. I'm just with you, Lou. Let's do it again. We're gonna do it again. We'll get it right.
Here we go, Dave. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You know, when I was a comedian starting out in Washington, D.C., right here in this city, 1988, I'll never forget this. It was a comedy club owner that banned profanity from his comedy club. He said it offended his audience, and this was a cause of major concern for all the comedians in the circuit. And we all called a meeting, and we had the owners come, and it was the club owners, and it was the comedians. It was the classic labor dispute. The club owners laid out their case. There cannot be profanity in these clubs because that offends people. And there's a comedian who's still a good friend of mine to this day. He lives right here in Washington, D.C. He stood up and he said, he's black, I should tell you because it's important to the story. He says, I use profanity because I live a profane lifestyle. He says, I don't have an insect infestation in my house. I have roaches. My favorite comedians are like musicians, and the audience is their instrument. And the music they make is your laughter. And that's the laughter that I scored my entire life to. So now, some of my favorite American comedic composers. Thank you.
When I lose my job, I lose my man. Treat me like a dog. He called me a dog. Yes, he did. What did he call me? An old dog. Sometimes I wished I was a dog and he was a tree.
When you stop and think, football's a fair sport for my people. Only sport in the world a Negro can chase a white man and 40,000 people stand up and cheer him.
See, in my neighborhood, the kids have a kind of a dubious reaction to that whole Santa Claus concept. They just don't believe that a white man will ride a reindeer through Harlem after midnight.
In truth, white friend, it's you that all look alike. But look at the black people around you. We're all different colors. Black walnut, burnt almond, chocolate mocha, pecan, vanilla, yellow, mellow, light, bright, and damn near white.
We come from the first people on the earth. You know, the first people on the earth were black people. We the first people had thought. Right? We was the first one to say,
where am I? And how do you get to Detroit?
I think maybe like 30 years ago, there was a woman that wanted to sing, and a black lady that sang opera that wanted to sing. What was her name? Mary Anderson. And this place was like segregated, and they couldn't sing here. And here we are, like not even 50 years later, a 22-year-old black man on stage getting paid to hold his. God bless America. I gotta go now. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Well, you ladies are right. To be honest with you, your lives look terrifying to me. They do, man. I know nothing about being a woman, but I know fear. Yo, I used to live in New York when I was 17, and I couldn't even pay my bills. You know what I did to make money? I used to do shows for drug dealers that wanted to clean their money up. One time I did a real good set, and these motherfuckers called me in the back room. They gave me $25,000 in cash. I was probably 18, 19 years old. I was scared. I thanked them profusely. I put that money in my backpack. I jumped on the subway and started heading towards Brooklyn at 1 o'clock in the morning. Never been that terrified in my life. Because I never in my life had something that somebody else would want. I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, if motherfuckers knew how much money I had in this backpack, they'd kill me for it. Then I thought, holy shit. What if I had a pussy on me all the time? That's what women are dealing with. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's real talk. If them same drug dealers gave me a pussy and said, put this in your backpack and take it to Brooklyn, I'd be like, nigga, I can't accept this. I empathize, man, you know. Everybody gets mad because I say these jokes. But you understand that this is the best time to say them. More now than ever. And I know there's some comedians in the back. Motherfucker, you have a responsibility to speak recklessly. Otherwise. New York Times said that Louis C.K. jizzed on his own stomach. You know, I've busted a lot of nuts in my day. None of them were newsworthy. Shit was really gross, because they didn't just say it like I said it. They didn't just say jizz on the stomach. They said it in that fucking Pulitzer Prize winning style that the New York Times has. It was very descriptive, like, you know what I mean? Louis C.K.'s semen shot out like a volcano of misogyny, slowly drizzling down like lava, covering his freckled penis as it slowly dripped to a fiery crown of red hair. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to eat some huevos rancheros and these niggas is... And you know, the tough part, being a comedian, knowing the motherfuckers, everybody comes up to me like, did you know? Did you know what Louis was doing? No, bitch, I did not know. The fuck you think we talk about at the comedy club? Hey, nigga, how was the weekend? Great, man. I was just jerking off in faces and coming on my own stomach, having a good time. You know how this business is. No, I didn't know. They act like we sit around like Grease. Tell me more, tell me more. Dixie, put up a fight. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I don't know the choreography, but you get the point. You get the point. She was intense. But Louis was like the turning point. I mean, you know, all these allegations are terrible. Louis was the only... I shouldn't say this, but fuck it. His allegation was the only one that made me, like, laugh. Well, if you think about it, because all his friends is reading it, and he's jerking off, and he's surprising people. He's surprising me. I just picture all the comics in comedy just reading it like, what? It's terrible. I know it's terrible. I'm sorry, ladies. You're right. You are right. But at the same time, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. Jesus Christ, they took everything from Louis. I was like, I don't know, it might be disproportionate. I can't tell. I can't tell. This is like where it's hard to be a man. One lady said, Louis C.K. masturbating in front of me ruined my comedy dreams. Word? Well, then I dare say, madam, you may have never had a dream. Come on, man, that's a brittle spirit. That is a brittle-ass spirit, nigga. That shit is too much. This is a grown-ass woman. You know what this shit is like? It's like COINTELPRO. You know what that is? It's a program that the FBI had under J. Edgar Hoover. In this program, one of the many things they did was they would track the sexual habits of anyone they considered an enemy of the state. It was a live button. That's why they got all these fucking sex tapes with Martin Luther King fucking bitches. But lucky for us, he actually had a dream. You think if Louis C.K. jerked off in front of Dr. King, he'd be like, I can't continue this movement? I'm sorry, but the freedom of black people must be stopped. I didn't know this nigga was gonna pull his dick out and jerk off like this. I just thought we were gonna get a couple of drinks and chill. Show business is just harder than that. Them women sounding like, I hate to say it, y'all, they sound weak. I know it sounds fucked up, I'm not supposed to say that, but one of these ladies was like, Louis C.K. was masturbating while I was on the phone with him. Bitch, you don't know how to hang up a phone? How the fuck are you going to survive in show business if this is an actual obstacle to your dreams? I know Louis is wrong, ma'am. I'm just saying I'm held to a higher standard of accountability than these women are. Don't forget who I am. Don't forget what I am. I am a black dude. Well, this has been fucking wonderful. I don't know what to say, man. I don't even want this night to end. I promise you, whoever cares the most, I care at least as much as them. I know what I got, because I lost it all. I gotta tell you something, and I don't talk about it often. Have you ever worked all your life for something and have it not work out? That happened to me. It was tough. Think about it. I was gone for 12 years. It's not a little bit of time. It was hell. I watched other niggas that I knew become very famous. I watched the world go on without me. I mourned the loss of it. And after a while, I didn't care. Coming back was terrifying. I understand what I am. I really do. More than anybody. Like when they write about me in history, I'll be dead reading it like, yeah, I knew they'd say that. They say that a person can't dream of a face they've never seen. Can't believe that's true. But it's probably true. Boy, I got a long bank of faces. 32 years, I could close my eyes. I could think of any night. There's so many faces. Every night, most nights, they're all looking up, smiling. You have no idea what the world looks like from there. All different races, all different colors, all different kind of beliefs, just looking at me, smiling for 32 years, night after night. No comedian take that for granted. I swear to God, this might be the noblest of professions. Robin Williams had a bar that I loved. He said, comedy is the only job you can have where you can use everything you know. And that's true. You can use more than you know. You can use what you think. Use it. Don't be afraid. Don't let these bitch-ass niggas button your lip. Say it anyway.
I first became aware of Dave Chappelle right around before the first Nutty Professor, because I was supposed to play that role that he played. And then I kind of saw him, and I was like, hey, that guy, right, that kid would be funny playing that role.
I try to be peaceful, but now it's time for Reggie to karate-size your ass. Woo!
Dave is so much smarter than everyone. Like, Dave is one of the most, maybe the most intellectual comedian ever.
It took us 400 years to figure out as a people that white people's weakness the whole time was kneeling during their national anthem. That's a brittle spirit. That's right, nigga. On the Rockets, regular. What are you doing, nigga? Stand up.
He stretched the art form and his impact on the culture. He is the voice of his generation, without question. Nobody's even close to him.
No, I've had to learn, and that's where Dave Chappelle has been a wonderful friend and mentor.
What did Chappelle say to you that helped you with that?
Chappelle said to me, we were doing a show at Radio City together. It was during his run.
Right.
And I was on one of the shows, and he said to me, I said, man, what am I going to tell these? Because I was like, I'm going to do comedy before Dave Chappelle. I was like, Dave, what am I even doing here? And Dave said, and I said, I don't even know if I'm funny enough to be here. I said, you're nice. And I think I'm a really funny guy, but what am I doing here? And Dave said, look, man. He said, you don't understand something. He said, you're not here because you're funny. He says, I know 100 funny motherfuckers out there. He said, you're here because you're interesting. And he said, anyone can be funny. Not everybody can be interesting. Not everyone can make an audience listen to what they're saying. Not everyone has a wealth of life experience that makes people want to know what they have in their minds. And so that changed my perspective on silence. And so now, if I can hear that an audience is listening, I'm engaged.
Well, that is a great piece of advice, not only for comics, but for anybody, because, wow, the thing that I love about Chappelle, and you just identified it, is he will go. He's interesting. And he is an interesting guy.
He's the most interesting man I've ever met. That's what makes Dave Chappelle. Many people are funny. There's a lot of funny stand-up comedians all over the world.
Yes.
But what makes Dave Chappelle is that he is interesting. It's how he sees the world between the jokes.
But all jokes aside, Kevin Spacey shouldn't have done that shit to that kid. He's 14 years old and was forced to carry a grown man's secret for 30 years. Jesus Christ, he must have been busting at the seams with that one. The saddest part is, if he were able to carry that secret for 6 more months, I would get to know how House of Cards ends.
Loved was, I can't believe that I've been in this business long enough that we're like the older guys now. It always blows my mind that I'm like 5 years older than Dave Chappelle, because he was already a made guy when I came in. So I always look at him like he's got 10 years on me, or 15. And, just when I watch his act, I'm like, this guy's clearly been doing this a good couple of decades longer than me. And the reality is, I think he's only been doing it like 6 years longer than I have or something like that. He's fucking amazing. And what I love too is just, he's that same, with all that's changed, everybody getting offended, all of this fucking crap, how you get in trouble, he hasn't changed at all. He's just like that same guy that I saw way back in the day when I used to go to the Boston Comedy Club and watch him go on at like 2 a.m. and just start murdering at 2 a.m. And I remember I used to always sit there going, how do you do that? How do you get that funny at 2 a.m. in front of a crowd that gave up on the show like an hour ago, and they're tired and they just want to go home? That second he steps on stage, boom, he just starts fucking killing.
Dave's a beast. Dave's a beast, man. That's the only man that puts a little fear in my heart. I'm like, okay,
it's real.
What's he doing?
Do you watch him? Do you watch him?
Totally.
You study?
Totally. I got Chappelle. I got an app. I follow him. I'm like, my man Prince Paul always says, competition keeps you in condition.
True.
So yeah, that's my man right there.
The other real special shout out I gotta make, because none of this would have been possible on any level without this person, is my mother. Mom. My mother. Mom. You have no idea what I put this woman through. If you had just given birth to me, that would have been more than enough. But the fact that she raised me and raised me well, we had a real oral tradition in our house. I knew the word griot when I was a little boy. A griot was a person in Africa who was charged with keeping the stories of the village. Everyone would tell a griot the stories, and they would remember them all so that they could tell future generations. And when they got old, they tell him to someone else. And they say in Africa, when a griot dies, it's like a library was burnt down. And my mother used to tell me, before I ever thought about doing comedy, she said, you should be a griot. And she'd fill me with every story of black life. You know, she's educated in African-American studies, and she would let me understand the context that I was being raised in. That I'm being raised in a hostile environment that I have to tame. By the time I was 14 years old, I was in nightclubs, mastering an adult world. It was terrifying. The crack epidemic was going on, and my mother would hear gunshots outside and be scared to death. Maybe it's my son. But early in my career, if you remember, Mom, you used to sit in the club with me. She'd do a full day of work. You'd be back there falling asleep, just waiting for me to go on. She would watch my show every night. Do you know how long that car ride is home? How many of you have ever heard your mother say, pussy jokes were a little too much tonight, son? I was a soft kid. I was sensitive, I'd cry easy, and I would be scared to fist fight. And my mother used to tell me this thing, I don't even know if you remember, but you said this to me more than once. You said, son, sometimes you have to be a lion so you can be the lamb you really are. I talk this shit like a lion. I'm not afraid of any of you. When it comes word to word, I will gab with the best of them, just so I can chill and be me. And that's why I love my art form, because I understand every practitioner of it. Whether I agree with them or not, I know where they're coming from. They want to be heard. They got something to say. There's something they notice. They just want to be understood. Love this genre. It saved my life. You know, this might come as a surprise to many of you. I didn't prepare a speech. But that's not because I didn't care. In fact, it's because I cared so much. If you could imagine sitting down and trying to write something about someone that you feel so much about, the way I feel about John, it's very difficult. I won this prize 2 years ago, and I'm imagining, John, that this is a surreal experience. I imagine you probably didn't even give a till last night. And then last night, you saw all your friends gathering, you saw everyone dressed nice, and you realized you were still alive to see this. It's like getting a preview to your funeral. In our line of work, context is everything. And me and John have a very unlikely friendship. The context of that friendship happened in a comedy club in New York City. John being 10 years my senior. I was 17. The first time I saw Jon Stewart, right before he walked in the door, I heard two waitresses at the club talking about how handsome he was. And then they go, oh my God, there he goes. And I looked over and I said, hey, he's all right.
So what happened was at night, I would go to the Comedy Cellar and they'd put me on as the last guy every night.
There's 6 billion people in the world. You can't make 6 billion anything without some of them being very up. Open up a bag of potato chips. What are there, 40 in there? At least 5 of them are burnt and bent over. And
it's the slot that they give someone that for some reason they think, let's just see what happens to this guy.
The thing I remember, being 17 in an adult world trying to make something of myself, is how kind he was. People like John made me feel safer. He's a friendly guy. Now, the early part of any comedian's career is embarrassing in hindsight because so many of us imitate our influences or try on different personalities to see what works. But John he's been the same since the very first time I met him. Nice and present. In 1999, he got The Daily Show. That show languished for 3 years before he got it. No disrespect to Craig Kilburn, but you know what I mean? Yuck. It was like the body of the show was there, but when John got the show, it had a soul. It made people take notice. And in 2002, suddenly, somehow, he became the most popular news show on television. Actually, I know how. He had a good lead-in, Chappelle Show. And in that context, it was post 9/11. My career was the first time that I can really remember that there was a stove too hot to touch. No comedian was allowed to talk about the war or Janet Jackson's titty coming out the Super Bowl. You remember that? You remember that memo that went around? As we've all learned in our lives, wartime is crazy in America. They do what Noam Chomsky called manufacture consent, and the news was off the chain. And John was the only voice that helped people decipher that madness. It was a really remarkable thing to watch.
We told you that it wasn't going to go so well. Yes, we called it shock and awe, but we meant that in the way of you'll be shocked at how it doesn't go so well. And that will make you say, oh.
He's been a great friend to me. I'm not here because I love Jon Stewart. I'm here because he loves me. Because there's never been a time that I called on him and asked him for his help that he wasn't the first responder. When it was half-baked and I was doing my first movie and I needed a celebrity lift, John was the first one to say, nah, I'll do it. I don't even know if you smoke weed. You seem like a coke guy. The city close to where I live, Dayton, Ohio, had a terrible mass shooting. 9 people were killed, and I called my friends, and they all pulled up. But John, you were the first one that said, oh, I'll be there. And just days after that massacre, we took that neighborhood and made a much better memory for them. They saw love and support from voices that they trust. When we were on Comedy Central, I picked the brand of irreverence. I said, I'll touch everything they say I can't touch. But John's voice became one that was synonymous with trust. And he left right before the Trump administration, the most cynical time in American politics. The time when nobody trusts our media, where a guy like Donald Trump can just say fake news and he say, I just believe this orange-haired guy. And we miss you very much. During the pandemic, when my town was dying and I needed to help raise money to get the economy of the town straight, John was the first responder. He was terrified of COVID and he got on a plane anyway after his friends had died and he lost loved ones. He had the courage to get on a plane. He came out and met me and we did shows that whole weekend. And every comic who came out there had been off for at least 100 nights. They were all nervous and they were all scared, except for John. John did 25 minutes off the rip because he had something to say, because he actually means what he says, because he actually thinks about what he says. A lot of comics will take this John for granted. The younger comics, they do what I call wokes. They're not jokes. They don't know the difference between a good point and a good joke. John is very true to the muse. He takes a good point and he makes a good joke of it. John is a miracle to watch you work. You are a cure to what ails our culture. You are a voice that people consistently trust. I wish that you'd run for president. But I imagine that would be hard for a coke guy to do. When you started your career, you never imagined that you would reach a point like this. And the Mark Twain Prize might feel like a finish line or an end to a movie. It is not. It is a starter gun. You were still young. You were still strong. You were still funny. And I do not have the words to say in front of these people how much I love you and how much I respect you. But just know, whenever you call on me, I will come, because you have been one of the greatest friends that I've made in 35 years. Congratulations. I'm honored that you got this award. I'm sorry I got it before you. But I'm your lucky lead-in. Jon Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, baby. I can't thank you enough. I love you, my man. Thank you. I love you, too.
Every cent of that $12,000 ticket done. That's fantastic. Well, it's a pleasure to be here at the Illuminati bake sale or wherever this thing is that I'm at. I gotta tell you, I was nervous. Hey, how you doing? You know, it's funny when you see a black person in a room like that, you're like, oh, she owns BET. I normally don't do benefits. Not because I don't care, but because the crowds are historically stuffy. I don't like being judged. I love you, bro. In a very impersonal way, I should add. I can't even see who said that. I haven't been back in New York in a while, especially for something like this. I was here years ago. And it was one of those times my wife was mad at me because I had said something terrible. These things happen in a marriage. We always say the meanest things to the people we love the most. And it's not that we mean them, it's just that we know that these people love us and they'll let us say these things. And it makes us feel better. So this particular time I was in town for a protest. It was during Occupy Wall Street. I wasn't here for Occupy Wall Street, I was here for a lesser known protest called Occupy Luxury Suite. It was day 6. I was bored, it was late in the afternoon, so I figured maybe I'd call some of my friends in New York and tell them I was in town, have a nice lunch. And I did. I called them up, we had made plans, and then I went outside to catch a cab. And that's when reality set in. I'm still black in America. It was 4 o'clock, it was hot. You know how New York gets in the summer when it's hot? It was that sweltering, do the right thing heat. And I'm standing out there trying to catch a cab, and I can't catch a cab to save my life. But then I remembered I was staying at a luxury suite, and there's a guy there that's supposed to help me out. So I go to him, and I say, sir, I'm having a very difficult time catching a cab, and I'm against the hotel. And he said, Mr. Chappelle, absolutely. Why don't you wait in the bushes, and we'll get a cab for you. And I said, that's a great idea. So I hide in the bushes, and I'm waiting for this guy to catch a cab, and it's taking him a long time too. And while I'm waiting, I see a homeless guy. I'm assuming he's homeless. He looked disheveled, and he was digging in the trash, but very deliberately, not an idle sifting. This guy was on a mission. He was digging in the trash real hard, and I was staring at him. Not in a judgmental way, I was just looking at him like, damn, this guy's really digging in the trash. And as I said it, it was as if he heard me. And he looked directly at me while I was hiding in the bushes. And then he started walking directly towards me. And as he got closer, I could see that he recognized me. I could see him put my name together. Oh, not Chris. And as I got closer, on his face I saw hope and desperation. When he got real close, I couldn't take it anymore. It was too intimate. I screamed at him. I jumped out of the bushes. I said, don't come any closer. And he said, I just need some. I said, don't even finish that sentence. Get away from me. You stink. You stink, I said. And he looked at me and I saw fury in his eyes. And then I saw hurt. And then I saw resignation, like he remembered something. And then his eyes just drifted slowly down to his own tattered shoes. And instantly, when I saw that, I felt so much better. Just then my cab came and I jumped in my cab. I went uptown to a restaurant called Eddy. It was fantastic. I highly recommend it. They serve huge portions. I couldn't even finish my lunch. And they comped my lunch. And then I was uptown, so I figured I'd do some shopping. And I did some shopping uptown. And then there I was at Columbus Circle, trying to catch a cab downtown. And again, racism reared its ugly head. I I couldn't catch a cab downtown. And then I remembered, holy shit, I have $5 grand in cash on me. So I went across the street to Central Park South and I caught a horse and buggy all the way from Central Park South back downtown to the village. It was beautiful. By this time, the sun was setting and there was that orangish, purplish glow in the sky, and I had a blanket over my lap, concealing an erection that I had for absolutely no reason. It turned out to be a wonderful day. Then I got back to the hotel, and I guess who was across the street? The same homeless guy that I had seen earlier. And to be honest with you, the sight of him disgusted me. I ran through the hotel door, and the only thing that stopped me was I saw my own reflection in the glass. There I was, spaghetti sauce on my face from my expensive lunch, arms filled with shopping bags, and I must have Medusa'd myself because I stood there for a very long time. And then, the story's going nowhere, but the guy that helped me earlier saw me and he said, Mr. Chappelle, are you okay? Do you need some help with your bags? And I said, no, I don't. I need you to just keep an eye on me because I have to go across the street and take care of something. And I ran across the street to that homeless guy that I'd seen earlier. And as soon as he saw me, he was mad. He said, I said, look, man, I'm sorry. That's why I came over here. I just wanted to let you know that it was wrong for me to say that. And to be honest with you, I couldn't even smell you when I said it. I didn't know that you stunk, but you do stink now that I'm close. And I just wanted to let you know that I was wrong and I'm sorry. And his eyes softened. Now I couldn't see any anger or anything. Matter of fact, I couldn't even read his expression. He just looked at me for a long time. It made me very uncomfortable. They said, you know, deep down I think I'm around this area because I was hoping that I would run into you. I was gonna punch you in the stomach. It takes a real man to know when he's wrong. It takes a bigger man than that to admit that he's wrong. And you coming over here and apologizing to me, he said, that's no little thing, young man. And I accept the apology. And I said, well, thank you very much, sir. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I had a wonderful day today. I said, it was a beautiful day. And the only time I felt bad all day is when I thought about you. And he said, that's fucked up. I said, I know. But I did think about you when I was shopping, and I bought you something in case I might have saw you. You said, you bought something for me? I said, yes, I did. And I set all my shopping bags down, and he went up to that shopping bag, and he looked in there, he said, oh my God. I said, not that one, motherfucker, this one's for me. And I handed him a Macy's bag. He said, oh my God, is this for me? He says, for you, go ahead, look. He said, this is a brand new lime green velour Sean John sweatsuit. I said, yeah, same shit Puffy wears. And he said, man, thanks, young man. And he started to put it on right there on the street. I said, wait a minute, that's not all. Look in the pocket. They looked in the pocket, and he was like, is this a, I said, that's right. A marijuana cigarette? I said, yes, that's right. He said, I have not smoked marijuana since Vietnam without smoking, if you smoke it with me. I said, well, I hadn't planned on putting my lips on the same joint as you. Sure, why not? I'll light it first. And I lit the joint. We literally sat there on the dumpster right there in Soho. Smoke weed. Me and this homeless dude. He had on that lime green sweatsuit. Kind of looked like Oscar Grouch as the sun was setting. I know you guys are mad right now, but the point is this. We are all incredibly privileged people. And you know, I was the first guy on television to ever say, give Donald Trump a chance. I know, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. Huge mistake on my part. It's going worse than I ever dreamed it would go. It really is going bad. I think he's in trouble. I think, like, I'm worried about his well-being as a dude. He doesn't seem like he's... The guy held a press conference where he asked the media to stop finding shit out. He said, no, I don't think that's gonna work. You ever see that press conference? You don't know how scary the things that I see in my briefings are. I don't think you're supposed to tell us that, sir. Tell us that shit is scary. Who does that? Even as a parent, do you do that? So the kids say, hey, little man, look, I'm 3 months behind on the rent, and I'm worrying this month. I don't know if it's gonna work out. Go to school and have a productive day. I don't know. Maybe it'll last a few more months. Every day when you wake up, you never know what he's going to do next. Donald Trump. He's exciting like you thought the black president would have been. He's action packed in a way we never dreamed the president would be action packed. That's great. He's a crazy shit. Donald Trump said we should not let any Muslims into the United States until we can figure out what's going on. And I think that's way out of step with the way people feel in America. Am I wrong on that, or was it me? I think you guys are not a good gauge of how people actually feel. You're largely rich white New Yorkers. You didn't even know he was going to win in the first place. I'm the Jane Goodall of white people. I live amongst poor whites. I study them. And I have no problem with any white person, but the poor whites are my least favorite. A lot of trouble from them. But I knew he was going to win. And I just felt like he was out of step. Like, I feel like most Americans believe that we respect each other's beliefs, whether we share those beliefs or not. I know I feel like that. Even out there in Ohio, it's like that. I respect everybody's beliefs, except for whatever Amish people believe. I can't stand seeing them. See, I took a long pause because I meant that shit. I don't respect other beliefs. I was driving down the street and I stopped my Porsche whenever I see them horse and buggies. All the Amish people know me, not from television, just because I stop every time I see them. Ezekiel. He says, get away from me, E. Ezekiel, come on, bro. Are you sure? You sure God doesn't want you to have any of this technology? He said, you tried to tempt me like the devil. Devil! I'm trying to put you onto the game. I just went 30 miles in 25 minutes. It's a big world, Ezekiel. You don't even know what the weather's gonna be tomorrow, do you? You don't even know there's a valuable Pokemon on your shoulder. I mean, don't let any more Muslims in the country till we figure out what's going on. I already know what's going on. It's like 17 mass shootings in the United States. 4 of them were done from Muslims. 7 of the countries that are banned have none of those 4 people from them. The other 13 shootings was done by crazy white people. And you don't see us banning white people from benefits to keep the rest of the audience safe. Not only is it wrong, it would be catastrophic to the Robin Hood Foundation's bottom line. There were no white people here, we'd only raise $300, maybe $400 tonight. That's not we all need each other. Is he going to get impeached? Trump? No, I don't want that enthusiastic hooray. I want somebody, I know there's a guy in this room somewhere that's like, yes, he is statement. I'm like, yes, he is. His wife still lives in New York, doesn't she? Nobody wants, you guys probably know in person. I forgot where I was. Sorry about that. I'll just Google the shit when I get on stage. Hey, how are you, man? You look great, by the way. They asked me to come here for 15 minutes. Sure, they regret it. I am the other Westmore. I ran The other Westmore. I know Westmore's in here somewhere. Congratulations, West. Every time I see you, I'm impressed beyond my wildest dreams. Never met West personally, but I'm definitely impressed, you know, because I know West. Is that you? Hey, man, it's very good to meet you.
Come here, Dave. Come here, Dave. Come here, Dave. Face this way. Come here, Chris. On some real shit. All right. Fucking go.
Does this guy work here?
No, let's turn this way, Dave. We're out. Come on.
Let's go.
Hey guys, you can't make history without people at the end of the day.
Kevin, wait.
What? My tequila?
Is this your tequila?
Yes, Dave, it's my tequila. Yes, Dave. Dave, don't let, no, Chris, give it to the handler. Give the fucking goat to the goat trainer.
No, give this nigga to me.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Sir, get that fucking goat from Dave right
Look
now.
how easy this goat comes with me.
No, sir, get this goat away from Dave, please. And I'm not gonna fucking deal with Dave saying some shit about the goat, and then now I gotta pay for that too.
And don't hold the goat by its pussy like that. That's never very comfortable. This nigga's holding the goat back.
Come here.
Don't you dare disrespect that goat like that.
Come on. Here, Chris.
Boy, I had a lot to drink. I gotta tell you.
Dave, here. Here. Here.
Thank you for joining me on 1,000 Ways to Throw Up. Now I'm gonna drink Kevin Hart's tequila.
Hey, we're gonna end with a fucking bang, man. New York, it doesn't feel right if you're not at the Garden. You guys are the Garden. By the way, we love you. We fucking love you. We love you. What a night. Dave, get your drunk ass off.
No, wait. I want to say one thing. Listen. Stop doing that. The night that I got tackled, I did a set, and I called it the Lunatics Manifesto. I swear to God, I'll never do that set again. Got tackled after I performed that set, and then right after that, a lunatic shot up Tops Market in Buffalo, killed 10 black people just because they were black. And what the fuck are we doing in our country? Tonight, being with these guys means the world to me. They try to cancel people, but you have to understand something. You have to understand something. I've been doing this for 35 years. 35 years. Comedians, we go to their birthday parties. We go to their weddings. We go to their babies' fucking baby showers. We go to each other's funerals. If someone like Louis fucks up on the street, I could care less. That's my friend, and I always hope to see him again. This cancel culture, I get it. I want justice too. But my man, these men and women that do stand-up comedy have a culture. It'll be very hard for you to understand. And I've said it before, each and every one of you, no matter what you believe, has a champion in our room, and we would never silence each other.
And when my brothers call me, I come running. Make some noise for a show that used to cost $8. It's in Madison Square Garden tonight. Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and Dave Chappelle. Thank you very much. And good night.
You know how bad it feels to get heckled by a room full of motherfuckers with crocodiles in their sweater? Fuck Connecticut. Fuck that. Room full of maniacs with cotton dockers on. I hated them all. Holy shit.
Nice, so there he is.
Man, you guys keeping it real comfortable, everybody. Listen, like, you guys make me feel so much better. That shit was
I can't see when I said that.
a professional nightmare. It was like, and I knew it was gonna be on YouTube. I saw it on camera phones. I was like, they got me with the fucking reverse Kramer move. That shit was way worse than Kramer. Actually, Kramer was worse. He called, it's weird. Kramer was the last time it hurt. Now, for real, when Kramer called the audience niggers, that shit really hurt. I'm a Seinfeld fan. Man, that's fucked up, man. I really like this show. I'm never gonna watch Kramer again. That was the black dude in me. The comedian in me was just like, whew. This nigga's having a tough show. Hang in there, Kramer. Don't let him break it. All those people in Hartford felt lucky. Like, oh man, we got to see Dave Chappelle freak out.
I'm not gonna not see it.
Big man, that's why people go to comedy shows. It's like going to see Siegfried and Roy. The night the tiger bit that motherfucker's throat. I was there. That's why you go to the Tiger Show. You don't go to see somebody be safe. You go thinking in the back of your mind, this motherfucker might get bit.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
I'd see that for $35. Celebrities freak out, man. People have bad shows. Kramer had a bad show. I had a bad show. It happens. We all have bad shows sometimes. At least I didn't have to meet with Jesse Jackson after my shit. Kramer shit was way worse. I really wouldn't have enjoyed that meeting.
Finally.
What were you thinking? Kramer, why did you call us all niggas? After all we know. My God, I know what I was thinking. Paula Deen got fired from the Food Network. Calling somebody nigger 3 decades ago. Amazing. I didn't know there was no statute of limitations for that shit. She made everybody think. I think I called somebody nigger in traffic once. I didn't really mean it. I was just frustrated, that's all. How fucking hard it is to get fired from the Food Network? It's fucked up what she said, but I did feel bad for her. As a matter of fact, I hired her as my personal chef. I can't wait. She starts next Thursday. Give it up for Paula Deen, that's right. I pay her extra to be me, and I'm gonna bust in the kitchen. I'ma fry you niggas some chicken. Make you niggas some apple pie with homemade whipped cream, black motherfuckers. But you niggas are love. Not the first racist kitchen I've ever eaten in. If you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and everybody in the thing had Ku Klux Klan hoods on, wouldn't you still order the chicken? I wouldn't give a fuck. It's like being a celebrity. You're in your green room and a girl is sucking your dick. You never think things like, I wonder if she's doing this because she likes me for me. It really matter. It really matter why she's doing it. You get your dick stuck. Just don't worry about it. Don't try to think about her game. That's her game. It's a bad example, but you get the point. Yeah, I didn't say anything racist that show, but I got in trouble with the other show because I was doing a show and there was this couple in the audience in the front row. The wife was obviously Asian. The husband, his shit was more mysterious. You know what I mean? He could have been Mexican. Might have been from Bangladesh. He's one of those guys, very mysterious look. Brown with very pretty hair. And I kept asking, where y'all from, And then the wife got fed up. Hey, motherfucker, I am from the United States of America, okay? If you're asking my ethnicity, I am Chinese. And the husband was like, I'm Mexican, bro. And then I said, okay, I was joking, but I go, oh, okay, well, you guys are gonna give birth to the hardest working baby that's ever lived. Obviously, that's a joke. Everybody knows babies don't work. In America, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm kidding, I do know what's going on. I was just in China. Yeah, I was in China, I had a very good time. I went and saw the Great Wall. If there's any Chinese people here, congratulations. It's a great wall. It was outstanding. There's no spray paint on it. It's like thousands of years old. It's the largest man-made object on Earth, so I've heard. It's just, you have to see it to understand the scope of it. I didn't know that ancient Chinese people had Mexicans and other resources. And I'm not saying that, these are practice jokes. I'm not saying that Mexicans built the Great Wall of China. That is stupid. That'd be a bad joke. I am saying ancient Chinese people built the wall to keep Mexicans out of China. It's a pretty good joke. Very advanced idea. America didn't think of do that until 20 years ago. You understand this? I'm just practicing. Come on, let me scratch. Let me scratch. I'm tired of doing show business. I am tired of living in fear. You motherfuckers don't know what it's like to be mildly famous. I love you so much I wore leather sleeves. This is not the real me. You know how hard I look for this jacket? So you're wearing sunglasses. I know you're high. You're not fooling anybody. Takes one to know one, motherfucker. You can tell you just gave me the Fight Club look like. Scary being famous. I got a FedEx in the mail, okay? I didn't see it delivered. It was just sitting on my kitchen table. It's not too long ago. I opened it. It was addressed to me. There was a VHS video cassette inside. There was a post-it on the video cassette. The post-it said, and all it said was "Gotcha." I don't know if you've ever, that shit felt really bad. Obviously, I freaked out. I like fucking started tearing my house apart, looking for a VCR. I hadn't seen a video cassette. Post to this shit. I watched the tape. Yo, they fucking got me. Very bad. It was a tape of me. It's very embarrassing. It was a tape of me fucking a girl. It was from before I was married, but still, it wasn't a good look. And then I looked at the clock and I saw my wife was coming home in 10 minutes. Then I really freaked out. Jerked off to the tape real fast. Then I called the FBI. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm sitting in my living room with the FBI watching this sex tape. You know, you'd be surprised what you think in a moment like that. I actually was hoping for some positive feedback. It's poker face. They ain't even saying shit. They just write on the paper. Was that the end of the tape, Mr. Chappelle? I said, yeah, that's the end. 8 minutes, 34 seconds. I think he could tell I felt bad because he was trying to make me feel better. Mr. Chappelle, hey, try not to worry about this, okay? We see these kind of things a lot. I can't make any promises, but, you know, it looks good. I said, the tape looks good? He said, no, the tape's terrible, but your chances look good. Whoever did this is a real amateur. I said, I've never done that for money. He said, I'm not talking about your tape. Time went on. And then it takes about a week to get over it. If you ever get in a situation like that, I'm gonna tell you in advance. It takes about a week before you'll start feeling like yourself. And in a week, it felt good again. It took about 9 days. 9 days later, I get another one of these fucking video cassettes in the mail. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this one you might even see, I hope not. But the tape was way worse than the first tape, that's all. Way worse. In fact, it was a tape of me jerking off to the first tape. I don't know how they get this kind of footage of who's doing this to me, but I'm scared.
Hello mọi người, xin chào mọi người đã quay trở lại với buổi review sản phẩm của em ra ngày hôm nay. Thì đem đến cho mọi người cái sản phẩm ngày hôm nay đó là cà phê sữa đá. Cà phê sữa đá ly lớn nhá. Cái này thì là ly lớn dành cho tất cả mọi người ai đang yêu mến cà phê này thì chúng ta sẽ cùng ấy nhá, của Mark Coffee nhá, Mark Coffee. Cái này của thương hiệu Mark Coffee thì đây là một trong những cái dòng cà phê mà mới xông ra thị trường và cũng rất chi là nhiều được mọi người yêu mến. Và cà phê sữa đá này thì không còn xa lạ gì với dân Hà Nội chúng ta nữa. Buổi sáng dậy thì rất nhiều người sẽ sử dụng những cái ly cà phê này để tạo cái hương vị, tạo cái không gian và tạo những cái tạo hương vị, tạo không gian và tạo những cái nguồn cảm hứng để chúng ta làm việc hơn nhé. Đấy, cho chúng ta một cái tinh thần sảng khoái hơn trong những buổi làm việc. Thì cái thông tin của cái dinh dưỡng của cà phê ly lớn này là khối lượng tịnh của nó là 26 gram, năng lượng là 130 calo. Đấy, nhu cầu hàng ngày thì tổng số chất béo là 5 gram. Đấy, natri là 85 mg, carbohydrate tổng số là 18 gram, trong đó đường là 17 gram, protein là 1 gram. Đấy là chỉ số cái thông tin dinh dưỡng của cái cà phê ly lớn này trong 26 gram của mỗi gói nhé. Cà phê này thì có khối lượng tịnh là 260 gram và có 10 gói trong một cái ly cà phê này. Thì mỗi gói của chúng ta tương đương với 26 gram. 26 gram đấy thì trong mỗi 26 gram mình nó có năng lượng là 130 calo nhé. Nhu cầu dinh dưỡng hàng ngày thì căn cứ theo bữa ăn 2.000 calo thì giá trị thực không thấp hơn 80% giá trị công bố ở trên nhãn nhé. Mọi người có thể tham khảo nhé. Hướng dẫn sử dụng thì cái này đơn giản lắm, mọi người có thể là thấy là hãy pha cà phê với hãy pha với đá để có một ly cà phê thơm ngon, đúng rượu này. Gói là một gói với 50 ml nước nóng. Đấy, một gói cà phê này chúng ta sẽ pha với 50 ml nước nóng, khuấy đều, sau đó thêm đá đến 180 gram đá vào cùng dùng. Thế là chúng ta đã có một ly cà phê sữa đá tuyệt vời rồi nhé. Đấy, đây là thông tin của cà phê coffee ly lớn là như thế nhé. Đây. Thành phần của em nó thì gồm có đường này, bột kem sữa này, dầu thực vật này, chất khô từ sữa này, chất ổn định này, chất nhũ hoa này, chất chống đóng vón này, muối ăn này, màu tổng hợp dùng cho thực phẩm này, cà phê hòa tan này, chất tạo hương tổng hợp dùng trong thực phẩm này, hương cà phê này, hương sữa này, muối ăn này, chất điều chỉnh của acid này. Thông tin sản phẩm thì sản phẩm không có chứa sữa và có thể chứa đậu lành. Thế nên là mọi người ai mà dị ứng với đậu lành thì có thể cân nhắc nhé. Không dùng cho những người dị ứng với các thành phần. Đấy, mọi người thấy chưa, là khi nào nhà sản xuất cũng sẽ bảo mình là sẽ đề phòng những cái thành phần này nhé. Không dùng những cái này cho những cái thành phần nhé. Bảo quản sản phẩm nơi khô ráo, thoáng mát và tránh ánh nắng trực tiếp rồi nhé. Đấy, hạn sử dụng là 24 tháng kể từ ngày sản xuất. Đấy. Cái này thì chúng ta sẽ sản xuất tại Việt Nam, như mọi người biết là tại Việt Nam thì cái đấy là rất chi là tốt luôn rồi. Sản xuất và chịu trách nhiệm về hàng hóa bởi công ty trách nhiệm hữu hạn FES. Đấy, Việt Nam, địa chỉ là số 11, đường số 8, khu công nghiệp Việt Nam, Singapore, phường Bình Hòa, thành phố Thuận An, tỉnh Bình Dương, Việt Nam nhé. Đấy. Để chúng ta đấy là những cái thông tin cơ bản về cà phê ly lớn này để cho mọi người tham khảo và mọi người biết thêm những cái thông tin này. Thì mỗi sáng chúng ta có thể làm một cái ly cà phê ly lớn này để tạo nên cái nguồn sảng khoái, tạo nên những cái nguồn năng lượng tuyệt vời nhé. Kết tinh từ những hạt cà phê rang xay tuyệt hảo cùng với nguyên liệu chất lượng cao, cùng với cái nguồn nguyên liệu chất lượng cao thì cà phê ly lớn mang đến cho bạn hơn cả một ly cà phê sữa thơm ngon đấy. Sánh đậm này, chuẩn vị mà còn pha được ly lớn thật đã. Thương hiệu mác cà phê Việt Nam thì đến từ cái thương hiệu mác Coffee Việt Nam đấy. Mác Coffee Việt Nam. Cái thương hiệu là cái thương hiệu giá trị nhất của Singapore, bởi trong khi đó thì mác Coffee được xếp là những cái thương hiệu mạnh nhất của Singapore rồi. Tạp chí Forbes đã 2 lần vinh danh Forbes and Friends như là một trong những công ty dưới tỷ đô tốt nhất để ở châu Á, và những công ty được trao giá trị như một thương hiệu hàng đầu của châu Á, và bởi sản phẩm chính của chúng là cà phê hòa tan đấy. Rất chi là tuyệt vời luôn nhé. Để phục vụ thị yếu hàng ngày của cà phê hòa tan 3 trong 1 đấy, là những cái cà phê sữa, phải là sản phẩm bán chạy là một cà phê hòa tan 3 trong 1 mác Coffee, mang lại một thức uống đậm đà, đậm vị cà phê và dễ dàng sử dụng đấy. Rất chi là tuyệt vời là như thế. Nhã hàng đã gây dựng được thương hiệu và thu hút được những khách hàng trung thành tại một vài thị trường chính bao gồm Nga, Ukraine và Kazakhstan, là nơi mà mác cà phê được công nhận như một thương hiệu cà phê hòa tan dẫn đầu. Đấy. Chúng ta có thể thấy là một số cái thương hiệu và một số cái thị trường lớn của mác cà phê đang uống nhé, đang chinh phục nhé. Thì để phục vụ thị yếu của người tiêu dùng ngày càng được nâng cao thì sản phẩm trà hòa tan uống liền được tạo ra bởi nhiều hương vị mới như là đào, táo, chanh và sữa nguyên chất, sử dụng với cả nóng và đá. Đồ uống khác theo dòng sản phẩm của chúng bao gồm là sô cô la nóng và đồ uống ngũ cốc dinh dưỡng nữa. Đấy. Sau khi mà những cái sản phẩm mà được tung ra thị trường thì rất chi là nhiều người ưa chuộng. Danh mục sản phẩm ngành hàng của FP thì của chúng đã được bổ sung theo các thực phẩm đông lạnh như là bánh kẹo. Ngoài cà phê ra thì công ty còn sản phẩm sử dụng rất chi là nhiều những cái sản phẩm nhé. Vâng, tất cả các sản phẩm của chúng tôi thì không sử dụng chất màu nhân tạo, hương liệu và bột ngọt đấy. Thêm vào đó các sản phẩm của chúng đều được chứng nhận halal. Bạn có thể dễ dàng là tìm những cái món ăn được trong những lò vi sóng hay là chiên hay là nướng đấy. Ngoài những cái cà phê đi nướng này ra thì công ty sản xuất rất là nhiều những cái sản phẩm đấy nhé. Ma cà phê. cà phê này thì rất chi là tuyệt vời, đó là như thế nhá. Mác cà phê và cà phê đã đưa vào hơi thở cuộc sống phố đô thị một cái sôi động luôn. Trong đó một ly cà phê sữa đá đóng vai trò là một nhân vật chính, bởi vì vị thơm vị ngon khiến ai cũng muốn thử. Những cách thể hiện sáng tạo trong các chiến dịch truyền thông đã góp vào phần xây dựng khơi dậy một cái trí tò mò của khách hàng, mong muốn được một lần trải nghiệm hương vị này. Thế nên là nếu như những hình ảnh ly cà phê giữa phố gây ấn tượng cho người tiêu dùng ban đầu thì là những cái phần giữ chân khách hàng, thì luôn chú trọng vào hình tượng và chất lượng sản phẩm nữa. Thế nên là những cái thương hiệu như mác cà phê và cà phê phố rất chỉ là được nhiều người ưa chuộng nhé. Thì video giới thiệu đến đây của em là kết thúc rồi. Bye bye và hẹn mọi người những clip sau.